bring us two absolute martinis. You know how I like them, straight up. And then precisely 7.5 minutes after that, you're gonna bring us two more. Then 2 more after that every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
It's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites, my killers who will not take no for an answer. My fucking warriors will not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking dies!
Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 133 of the Talking the Line podcast on this absolutely beautiful Monday of Bets, also known as September 27th, 2021. Also known as, before we go anywhere, the birthday of the mother who birthed me, so we would not have a Talking the Line podcast if it was not for her. So happy birthday, Mama Kim. Happy birthday to you. I'll probably say that about 15 more times during today's show. Before we get into that show, please make sure you take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL pod on. If you are watching on YouTube, might as well hit that notification bell as well after you get done hitting that subscribe button so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the crew. But if you are listening on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit the subscribe button there if you have not already, as we always do release the audio after every live show is complete. Next item up on the docket, wherever you are watching, if you could be so kind, or listening, and you can find it in your heart, you got a few extra seconds to do so. Also smash that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over in the live chat if you are watching live, all of that good stuff. Hit the share button, send it on over to your friends, relatives, uncles, enemies, neighbors, everybody in between. The TTL pod is for all, the first time better, all the way to the Daily Degenerate. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you do all of those things, and it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, certainly not least, head on over to this episode's description where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, in one convenient location, you will locate the TalkingTheLine.com website, all of the TTL Crew social platforms, and our additional content so you can consume all of that however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful gambling people joining us on today's show, I am your humble host, Colton, Colt 45, Captain Colt Sroka, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by and get some locks, insights, analysis. As much as we don't like to say locks, but boy, oh boy, my friends, we are coming off yet another winning weekend. We hope by this time we have proved to you that the proof is in the pudding. We had our first wheel spinning weekend, but we'll talk all about that in just a little while. Not much of a wheel spin at all, as I let that term come out of my face. All that being said, I've said a lot of we. I've said a lot of us, a lot of crew, but I have neglected to bring in the second half of the TTL Sports Media family. The man that sits to my left on every episode of the TTL pod, and in a box to my left on every episode of the Wise Words podcast, every single Wednesday dropping at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Free plug. Ladies and gentlemen, help me bring him on in. The man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend, and resident TTL cheesehead, coming off of a beautiful victory last night, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, Titletown pal?
My man, was there a game last night? I snoozed out early. Ooh, baby, he is a bad man. That was my anti-Stephen A impression there.
Hey, he is
a bad man,
period. Bad man. Now, hey, I admit, if you saw the TTL page get a little lackluster last night after the first quarter, maybe my personal page as well on the old Bird app, hey, it's getting a little harder for old 25-year-old Colt to stay up, but that's why we got the second.
It's a job, man.
Hey, it's a job to do.
I mean, like,
at
Sundays,
I know, it's a job to stay up. No, I know what you're saying. It's a job to try and stay up all the way through everything. Sometimes I get a little snoozy. Made it through week 1, week 2, no problemo whatsoever. Little bit of an issue going into Sunday Night Football, but hey, good thing we have our resident cheesehead here so we can fill us in on anything that I might have missed, even though I went back and watched the highlights. Nonetheless, we will talk about every week 2 game or week 3 game, holy shit, on tomorrow's show. You guys know the drill. Tuesday's recap, Wednesday's look ahead. But today, we got everything Monday Night Football. Hey, what's up, TB27? Welcome into the live show, my friend. And also, one more time, happy birthday, Mama. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate you, all your support, all your love. Had an absolute blast. Got to spend a birthday weekend with her this weekend. And
very nice.
All that being said, happy birthday, Mama.
Best wishes.
Happy birthday. All right, so we got a loaded show today, my friend. We got a lot to get into. So without further ado, let's tell these kind folks what they got. First things first, we got everything Monday Night Football.
We do.
We got Eagles versus Cowboys.
Okay.
We're going to have your picks and my picks. Now, we are lining up once again on the spread and on the game total. So it seems to be that we are
working out pretty well for us,
shooting in the right direction.
It's been working out for us.
For sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Now, before I tell you all about what's coming up here, us being a full transparency show and all here at the TTL pod, I can't just gloss over, act like, oh, hey, this weekend never happened. Because, sometimes we do have bad days. Sometimes we will not cash the most tickets as we expected to. But once again, not this weekend, friends. We took some tickets straight to the pay window. And if you bet with us, you best believe it, my friends. We cashed damn tickets. So first things first, let's recap a little bit of that college action here. All that being said, we had a 9-5 day. If you went with me overall, I won't go all the way through them, but you can see there on the left half of your screen. And then you got RMags picks, pretty much lined up on a good majority of them, but also went 4-3. So solid weekend from you as well. So
not bad.
Across the board,
not bad. Had a couple other
shabby
side plays that cashed, so I think overall it was a little better than that. But.
So even a hell of a time, which I'll remind you guys in just a moment to follow us on the Action Network app and where you can find us there. But as for NFL yesterday, solid day, 4-2 day for me, and then 3-3 day for Mag. So overall across the board, nice little 5-4 day. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Nothing insane, but or 5-3 day. I apologize. 5-3 day.
Of course, nothing crazy though.
Nothing crazy, nothing outlandish to write home about. But 5-3 is still a positive
our
day.
Our worst NFL weekend and still pretty damn solid.
Still pretty damn solid. Cash some plus monies, and hey. Reminder once again, follow us on the Action Network app. I am at cash_with_Colt. Mr. Mags is at RMags, all caps. And then you can follow the Talking the Line best bets at Talking the Line. I know it's super hard to remember, but I'll take all of these down real quick. There's the entire weekend recap, but why I wanted to tell you is because I put out a 3-leg parlay that I was extremely, extremely confident in. Sent it to a couple of my buddies as well and said, hey, lock this bad boy in. Bengals, Vikings, and Rams. Was overly confident and put a nice little 25 spot on there to win 3 hundos. So
very nice.
Very nice little parlay cash to the end of the week because it was just going to be like a 1-2 unit weekend.
Yeah, 100%. I got a nice little 3-legger on the Packers, SGP as well. Yeah. So had a nice night there. 2-0 on my Packers extra cheddar blog.
Ooh, I love to hear it. I absolutely love to hear it. Well, we'll keep it rocking and rolling. No hesitation, no delay. We got more tickets to cash. We got more stuff to talk about. So, already told you, we're lining up on the spread and the game total for tonight's game. Eagles and Cowboys game is at the Star, but neither one of us are worried about that shit, and you can probably tell where we're leaning there, and you'll just have to wait, stick around. We'll give you all the analysis and the picks. I also have a money line play in addition. Little half-unit money line play, if I do say so myself. And then I got 2 props. Mags has 2 props. We'll call it, or 1 prop, We'll call it 1 prop me, 1 prop him, and then I don't really consider anytime touchdown scores. I guess they're a prop, but they're just like, they're a league all in and of themselves.
I guess
it is a prop, but it is a prop. Though, yeah, I guess
definitely a prop.
I guess either way. So 3 props in total coming from all of us. 2 from me, 1 from Mags. All that being said, you didn't come here for the gibberish, the jabberish, the gabbing, the gossip. You didn't come around for that stuff, and we understand that. Maybe you did, because we do tend to get some good vibes rolling from time to time. However, that all being said. Stop the drama, cut the nonsense, quit all the banter that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL pod for the stone cold locks, insights, and analysis, and running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. So without further ado, my friends, it's time to get into the first segment of episode number 133 on this beautiful, so you don't have to check your calendar again, September 27th, 2021. Without further ado, you know where we go. RMags, best bets of the day. Now, before we go anywhere, please, if you are watching live and in prime time, or maybe at a later time, and you're still sipping on the black elixir of the gods, to me, to you, and to every single one of you out there, take your sip and let's have a damn show. Oh, child, please.
Oof, I got my timing of you doing that down pretty well.
Woo! All right, showtime, baby. You know the drill. Turn those speakers way on up. Open those ear holes wide. And get ready to be penetrated into your dome pieces with nothing but stone cold facts and knowledge from the legendary RMags. And as always, partner, you have the floor.
I appreciate you, my man. Where should I start here? The spread, total, my prop? Which one are you feeling here? Which one should I dive into?
You know what? Go ahead, start with your prop,
Okay.
and I'll knock out my prop, and then we'll kind of consider, since we'll kind of be going back and forth,
Okay.
we'll go back to the spread and total. So
I like
start
it.
with your prop.
Alrighty, so my one and only prop for this evening, I am going to the Dallas Cowboys offense for this one, and I am taking the Mr. Tony Pollard over 30.5 rushing yards in this one tonight. Running back number 2 for the Dallas Cowboys. I think he's going to have a solid night here tonight, partner. This Eagles defense has looked very, very solid, but not so much in the running aspect of things. They do have a decent number as far as yards per carry, but as far as total yards, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be running this ball. I don't think, Tony Pollard has had 2 very different games. Week 1, 3 carries, 14 yards. Week 2, 13 carries, 109 yards. That Week 1 game was very much we have to pass every single down to get ourselves back into this game, keep ourselves in this game with the Tampa Bay offense.
Big time.
Whereas last week it was a very tight game and a very balanced offense for the Cowboys. And I'm not saying he puts up 100 yards tonight by any means. I definitely don't expect that, but I do expect a balanced offensive attack here, and I honestly expect right around 10 carries, and with his average of well over 4 yards per carry, not only in his career, but 7.7 so far this year, you give me 8 carries at least, I have no issues taking this 30.5. Do your line shopping, because I did see 31, 32 in a couple spots. I believe 30.5 was on FanDuel, I do believe,
Yeah.
So... like I said, I think he gets at least 8 carries, and with that yards per carry, I don't see any reason why he won't go over this total. No. The only way I see it happening is if, it's like that game 1 or week 1 where they're passing every single down, but I absolutely do not expect that whatsoever. So
no reason to put it that juju out in this world. I
you're
believe it's going to kind of be a defensive battle. There will be a few big plays here or there, a couple of game-breaking passing plays and rushing plays, and I do believe if any Dallas running back is going to have one of those game-breaking rushing plays, it is going to be Mr. Tony Pollard. So how about that for a cherry on top of your Sunday over there,
appreciate
partner? First prop and only prop coming from my partner today, over 30.5 rushing yards for RB2, Tony Pollard at the Star. All right, quickly, we'll go over to my props, and then we'll come back. I guess we'll just take away the RMags best bets and the Colts best bets, and we'll just talk about it after that. Having a hell of a time getting out those words this morning. That all being said, let's flick it over real quick. My best bets of the evening. I do have 2 props coming at you, but from one guy.
yes, sir.
Mr. Heisman winner, Devontae Smith. I am going to his receiving yard total, and I'm also sprinkling a little bit on a little something. But first things first, Devontae Smith over 55.5 receiving yards. In my mind, he has to be Hurts' guy this week. We kind of looked a little bit at Rager, talked about him a little bit before the show, but the yardage total is just too good to be true. And I think that if any receiver is going to go off here tonight, it is going to be Devontae. I think he has at least 70. I really think that's where he's going to be just because of his target share. He's combined for 15 targets in the first 2 weeks. Okay. He had 6 in week 1, and then he had 8 in week 1 and 7 in week 2. Now, week 1, he caught 6 of those 8. In week 2, he only caught 2 of the 7. So I see some positive regression back to the mean, very similar to that 71-yard performance in week 1 against Atlanta, and not the week 2 performance that was only 16 yards against the 49ers. Right. That all being said, I do believe this is a big bounce back spot for him. I do believe we see at least that 75 yards. And because of all of that and him being the guy tonight in the receiving game, I do believe he also gets in the end zone. So why the hell not would we not sprinkle a little bit on his anytime touchdown score prop? You actually have to scroll down just a little bit when you're looking, but do your line shopping because it is a little bit cheaper on some books, which is what drew me to this. I found it around 140 on some books, got it at plus 160 on FanDuel. Put a half unit, Devontae Smith, anytime touchdown score, plus 160. So half unit on both my props. If you're doing $50 units tonight, 25 on these bad boys, whatever you're doing. So just half unit. As always, that's what we recommend on our props. We love our prop picks all the time, but anything can happen, much like Christian McCaffrey last week.
Yes, sir.
Hamstring injury.
Hate to lose yeah.
And they don't say, oh, sorry, guys, we'll void those for you. That was just such an unforeseen thing. No, the books say, give me all of that money.
Maybe once a year, but apparently that wasn't it.
That was not one of those bad beat refund days. So there you go. My two props, Devontae Smith, over 55.5 receiving yards, and Devontae Smith, anytime touchdown scorer, plus 160.
I love it, man. I'm glad you mentioned Jalen Reagor because, as you mentioned, I was the one that was interested in it, but just a little inconsistent, week to week going back to last year. So not going to put enough faith in him. His yardage total is lower, but he just
100%.
hasn't. Yeah, he just hasn't proven that he's the consistent pass catcher that I believe that we will see from Devontae Smith starting tonight here.
I think so too, and I don't know. I don't
think it would be a bad bet as far as Reagor.
I don't think it would be a bad bet, but I just think that he's at 39.5, I believe it is, and I think he's going to be right around 37,
there. Yep.
38.
37 to 40.
It's just not right. Worth the
Nope.
risk. So the books are spot on with that one, but that is what we're feeling there, my friends. So that is Mr. RMags, one prop, best bet, and my two props, best bet. Let's take those bad boys off of the screen real quick. Make sure I hit the right one so I don't close out the entire show. Producer Colt over here. All right, host Colt back in action. Now, we have the spread play, moneyline play, moneyline sprinkle, and game total play. Now, partner, if you would be so kind as to start with the spread.
Okay.
So where we're going there, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the game total as well, and then I'll talk about my little sprinkle. Actually, I'll talk about my sprinkle in here as well. So, Please, if you would be so kind as to indulge us, what side is the TTL crew leaning or actually hammering the mess out of, I should say, not leaning, hammering the absolute mess out of for tonight's Monday Night Football matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles?
Alrighty, so this one is going to be a 3.5 spread here with the Eagles being the underdog here in Dallas, and we are going to the puppies. The dogs are barking in Philly once again. We're taking the Eagles plus 3.5. This Cowboys team is 2-0 ATS, and, I'm going to have to do some research. This popped in my head right before the show. I want to look into if the Cowboys have ever covered 3 straight games, or at least recently, because, as I preach very often, this Cowboys team is one of my teams that typically I like to scream from the mountaintops that they're not going to be good ATS because the public, they're such a huge fan base and such a public media darling, and I do believe that this is going to be either an Eagles win, like my partner is going to talk about here in a minute, or just a field goal game, because this Eagles defense is, whether you've seen it or not, this Eagles defense is actually very solid, especially their pass defense. Their defense is a top 5 pass defense, 4th in yards per game so far, but 2nd in yards per attempt, and I think that's a really key number there. I believe it's 5 yards per attempt that the Eagles have allowed, and I think they're just going to make this Dallas offense get out of their comfort zone a little bit here. I'm not saying the Dallas Cowboys are going to put up less than 14 points or anything like that necessarily, but I don't think it's going to be smooth sailing here, and it might even be pretty similar to what we saw from the Cowboys and Chargers last week. So I really am banking on this Eagles secondary to cause some problems here for this Eagles offense, whether it's Dak Prescott or their receivers. Last thing I'll say here, Dallas 13-18-1 ATS since 2016. That is Dak's first year as a starter as home favorites. So as a home favorite with Dak Prescott in at quarterback, it has not been a profitable spot for them there in Dallas. So I like this one to stay within at least a field goal, if not a Philly underdog win here, partner.
I 150% concur with all of your statements, my friend. In my mind, this number is just way too doggone low, especially after Dallas winning as an underdog, same exact spread, 3 points in LA against the Chargers last week. So that really interests me that it just completely flipped and now they're 3-point favorites. That definitely screams a public bet to me, if I do say so myself. But you don't believe me, it's evident. The Sharps have taken their sides here this evening, my friends. 36% of bets on Philadelphia plus 3, but 47% of actual money wagered on the spread is on the Eagles plus 3, plus 3.5, wherever you're finding it. Be sure to do your line shopping as well. If you can get that 3.5 hook, that's even better. But I do have some pretty doggone good faith that we get a little bit of shootout here, and Eagles money line. I'm looking at that as well. That's why I'm doing a little sprinkle here. I looked a little bit deeper into the money line. So for my best bet, I would suppose, because partner will probably ride this as well. However, I am taking a half unit on the Eagles money line as well, in addition to a full unit on their plus 3.5. Now, why would I be doing this? This seems like 100 times out of 100, Dallas wins this game. That is the exact reason why. I can already hear the public bettors now, and I looked a little deeper. Say it with me, friends. Severe monetary liability. Dallas money line at minus 178 tonight is currently getting 92% of actual money wagered on the money line. And then when you have such a variance when you're looking at the spread, you can't help but just do a little sprinkle on the money line, because I do believe that's how this game ends as well, in some nonsense. Sorry to our Cowboys viewers out there. That all being said, a couple other key reasons why I like Philadelphia plus 3.5 are the trends, my friends. Philadelphia, 6-2 ATS, last 8 games overall following an ATS loss, so they are a big bounce back team. And if you just easily flick through a couple trends for Dallas, you see a lot of public trends that they would be playing into. You go below the surface. Dallas is 1-4 ATS last 5 versus the NFC East. 1-7 ATS last 8 games as a favorite. 5-11 ATS their last 6. You know I'm a day of the week homer. Monday games, last 16 Monday games, I apologize. And Dallas is 2-5 ATS their last 7 following an ATS and straight up win. Give me all of the Philadelphia Eagles plus 3.5 here today. You have to look below the surface on this one. It seems way too doggone easy that Dallas is getting 3, and it's already lost the hook on a lot of books, so you know the sharp money's coming in on it, and they want the public to hammer the star. Once again, as I told you with a lot of plays this weekend, it's going to take some cojones, and you're going to have to really sweat these ones out, but I don't think we're going to have to sweat this out tonight. So, on the spread for the TTL crew, per us, we're taking, and we suggest you do too, the Philadelphia Eagles plus 3 or 3.5. And also, I'm sprinkling, partners rocking and rolling with me, half unit on the Philadelphia Eagles money line.
I am most definitely. I mean, last thing to add here, partner, that we've been talking about all NFL season long is these plus 3, plus 3.5,
Yes,
and
sir.
yesterday confirmed it tenfold. Packers plus 3.5 at closing. It was plus 3 right around this time of day yesterday.
Yup.
They went outright.
Yup.
Let's see here. The Bengals closed at plus 2.5, but it was 3.5, 3, 4 all week long. They went outright. Dolphins plus 3.5. They covered. Didn't win, but they covered. The Vikings ended up plus 2. They went outright. Falcons closed at plus 2.5, was right around 3 for a lot of the week. They won outright. Saints plus 3. They won outright. And I think this is actually the best week for these numbers. That was the last one for yesterday, but all season long, first 2 weeks as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, morning, Juan. Great to see you, my friend. Love you're here, even though you woke up late. Hey, we ain't going to judge you for that. No problem.
Sir.
Sun rises anytime. No problem whatsoever. That all being said, dude, the number this weekend. I've been screaming it from the mountaintop since week 1, and then you're like, hold on, we'll wait. Week 2, okay, I'm still gonna wait. And then week 3, you bring it to the show without me even knowing, baby. This is the key number, and I hope you guys tune in to Tuesdays and Wednesdays show to get the recap and the look ahead, because we were talking about those numbers Tuesday, Wednesday. We were looking ahead to the Bengals. I told you to smash in the Bengals on Tuesday before we even looked ahead on Wednesday. I don't know what it is. These are just the numbers right now, and
it's just it's trap line.
Yeah,
it is. It's deceptive. They make you think,
juicy.
this team should kill them, and they don't set it at 2.5 for a reason, because it's still likely that they can win by a field goal.
Should is the key word in that sentence, my friend. That all being said, we'll talk about this a little more in depth soon, but we got to give you the game total pick. So, that all being said, the TTL crew is going to the under 51.5, 51, wherever you're finding it. Comfortable down to 50.5, actually.
Sure.
I will say I'm comfortable down to that, and I'll tell you why we love the under. Well, first and foremost, this game should just easily go over. It's a very severe public bet, and if you don't believe me, let the sharps tell you. Our good friends over there, the experts, have taken their side yet again, my friends. The under is getting 41% of bets, so, a little bit bad there, but 76% of actual money wagered on the game total. The experts, the sharps, have made their plays, chosen their sides. You should too. But if you don't believe me on all of that, I don't really know what else to tell you. Nah, I'm just kidding. I got a lot of trends that play into this, my friend. The under is 6-3 in the last 9 meetings between these two teams. You have to go back all the way to October 30th of 2016 to find a total that there are only 2 totals that are lower than this total set tonight. So they had 2 50s in the last 10 games. Everything else, 48 or lower. All the way back to October 30th of 2016. Don't you think that's just a little bit fishy that this is the highest one in the last 5 years? I don't know.
It still doesn't sound like that crazy of a number either.
No, I am telling you, this game is going under, my friends. Couple key final closing trends. The under is 4-0 in Philadelphia's, you know me, last 4 Monday games. It's also 4-1 in their last 5 versus the NFC East, and the under is 8-3 in Philadelphia's last 11 Week 3 games. As far as Dallas, the under is 4-1 in their last 5 as a favorite, and 9-4 in their last 13 Week 3 games. Give me all of the under here tonight. It might be a sweater. It might be a little wild. I played the under last night, went over only by 1 score. I pretty much see the entire public seeing that primetime game last night, running to the over with how it happened. The primetime game trend rides on, and I'm not buying it. I believe we go to 7-2 here this evening. So we will be playing the under. Partner, anything else you got on that bad boy?
You nailed just about all of my thoughts here, and obviously some of my spread thoughts are similar here with the Phillies pass defense. Last trend that I will add here, as far as the Cowboys' public perception, you would say, hey, since Dak Prescott's been around, they have to be an over team, right? By a wide margin.
Yeah, they would have to be.
Since 2016, they are 43-39 to the under. Fishy. This is going to be an under game here. It might be close. I think this one could be a sweat, but
Railing in the public.
I think it's going to be a sweat. But this Eagles defense has looked really, really solid, and I'm starting to buy into that. They could look really solid once again tonight here, partner.
I am too, man. I think their defense can as well. I think their defense is flying under the radar, if you will, and not getting enough respect that they deserve. And honestly, even though Dallas is ranked 32 in the league in passing defense, they don't have a bad rushing defense. So they might be able to do a thing or two, and I believe they can, and keep this game pretty doggone close. I don't think either team gets over 20, or the first team to 20 wins it.
Right. And I mean, you look at last week's game against the Niners, I believe the Niners ended up having them over 100 yards rushing, but as far as yards per carry, it was still pretty solid in the Eagles' favor. I think it was under 4 yards per carry.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go, my friends. There you have it. Now, I know we kind of went all over the map. You got RMags' best bets. You got his prop. You got my 2 props. Then we took everything away off the screen so you didn't know where we were at, and we talked about the spread, the game total, everything in between. Maybe you tuned in late. Maybe you didn't get some of the analysis. Maybe something happened. Well, that's all right. We always got your back. We're always recapping. Don't you worry. So, ladies and gentlemen, open those eyes wide. Open those ear holes nice and wide as well. Whatever you need to do to make sure you get today's best bets that are now going to be live in prime time on your screen. The TTL Crew's best bets for Monday Night Football between the Eagles and the Cowboys right above us, my friends, the left side of your screen. You have RMags' best bets of the day. We are both lining up, so I'll knock them out now on the spread and game total. We are both taking the Eagles plus 3.5 and the under 51.5. He is also going to, and I am gladly tailing right alongside him, Tony Pollard over 30.5 rushing yards. And then if you direct your attention to the right side of your screen, you will also see I am taking a money line sprinkle on the Eagles money line, because why? Severe monetary liability. And then I also have 2 props. I am taking Devontae Smith over 55.5 receiving yards, and Devontae Smith anytime touchdown score. Be sure to do your line shop, and you can find it a little juicier here or there. Lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get today's TTL Crew best bets of the day in, and whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book. All right,
Oh,
partner.
baby.
There we are. Oh, wait a minute. Take a look. Here you go. Everything here. We're taking it off the screen. Something just popped into my head. Juan, bro, if you're still watching live, did you? He went to the Bucks and Rams game and said he was telling us.
Hey.
So if you tailed the Rams, baby,
yeah.
you cashed a
I forgot
plus
about
money fucking Pauly
No
and
sweat.
watched a terrific
No
game.
sweat either.
So if you did, hey, drop yourself in the comment, little thumbs up, whatever the case might be. Totally forgot about
did.
that when we were talking about that.
How about the home field advantage for the first time in LA?
Child, please.
That
It was nuts.
Jeez,
It was
man.
nuts.
I was shocked. I mean, the Chargers are fucked as far as home field advantage.
I don't understand that. I don't know why. He said, "Let's go,
Yes,
let's go,
sir. I mean,
baby."
the Rams came in the first couple of years. They were, legitimate Super Bowl contenders. You had
I don't know
interesting
why,
offensive pieces.
So, actually, first, before we get into, this is, we'll just kind of segue into
Sure.
our banter and everything here. So, that's best bets, everything. We'll get into RMags Sidebar, everything here in a minute. What really surprised me is that, like, for the Rams, because I have a lot of buddies who are Rams fan, allowed Stanford and that, I bet it was, man. That was insane. What really surprised me is I got a lot of friends who are Rams fans and
Right.
been Rams fans
Because of St. Louis.
since St. Louis.
Right,
Exactly. I got a lot of buddies from St. Louis. And, what really shocked me is that they traveled to LA, man. Like, they are still Rams fans regardless. It doesn't matter. A couple of them live on the East Coast now,
Right.
and they're still Rams fans.
Yeah.
And
I can't even try and imagine it though.
so then
If I'm being
California, San Diego to LA, you're just here to here.
right.
And they didn't travel worth a shit.
Right.
They're just like, hey, take some of that, and that's all you get. Like,
Did have a decent fan base, but I think there was more animosity from
they
like
just
San
get-
Dieg's fan base
That's what
as
I'm saying.
opposed to
Did they just
LA,
get so-
as opposed to the Rams.
Did they just get so assert from them moving?
Because
from
the Rams
San Diego
fans,
to
it seemed
LA
like
that
maybe
it's
I'm
just-
talking out of my ass, but Rams fans seemed like they kind of knew it was coming and they kind of accepted that, but they still love their guys.
Well, they also originally were in LA, so maybe it
Right,
made it
that
a
too,
little
sure.
easier to soften that blow.
Yeah, I don't
but,
know.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, fans were egging the San Diego Chargers facility when it
Right.
was San Diego. Like,
Right.
when they announced
Yeah, I
they were
don't
moving to LA, like, what are we doing? I mean, hey, talk about that rabbit hole. Never know where you're going to go at the
Seriously.
TTL pod. You're going to get picks, insights, analysis every damn day. We're going to cash tickets. We're going to run to the pay window. We'll also have some hot takes here or there. Partner, we are early as all shit
sure
here today,
are.
my friend. 10:34. Maybe we have a little bit short of a show. We'll see how many rabbit holes we get down here.
I got a sidebar that can spur a little conversation.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to this. So without further ado, my friends, let me check all the notes. I feel like we're skipping something here, but we're just
We're just
not.
cruising. We had
We're just
only a few
cruising.
bets.
We're cruising here, only a few bets and lined up, so didn't need to talk
Sure,
all too
sure,
much
sure.
about it. But that all being said, partner, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 133 of the TTL pod on this beautiful September 27th, 2021.
Well, my man, we haven't exactly had the most time to talk about the full landscape of college football since
Okay.
football season kicked off here.
Okay, yeah, because we just NFL Tuesday, Wednesday.
And we get our Friday picks out, maybe a little Thursday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does appear that we could be in for at least a little smidge of chaos. You have Bama and Georgia that are just so far. It looks like they're so far ahead of the rest of the pack here.
Oh, damn time!
But aside from that, I mean, Oregon and Penn State, Iowa are sitting 3, 4, and 5 ranked in the country right now. I would say that's at least a sprinkle of
something to talk
chaos
about.
here.
At least something to talk
And
about.
obviously, you have Cincinnati and Notre Dame coming up this weekend. I mean, it's really kind of playing out for Cincy. If they go undefeated, this has to be the year that they at least break a little bit here and give them a chance.
So
But
I know I mentioned this to you off the show.
Sure.
That was kind of my reason for backing. One of my main reasons for backing Wisconsin this weekend
Sure.
is that I thought Notre Dame was going to be kind of looking past them, welcoming in the Bearcats into South Bend this weekend.
sure.
Because, well, now it even more solidifies that I think I'm going to have to lean towards Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I without looking ahead, without going in. The one thing that just concerns me is I don't think Desmond Ridder can go into South Bend, have his slow starts like he
Right.
always does, go down by 2 fucking touchdowns because they will score.
Right.
Notre Dame will
Yeah,
score.
yeah, we saw
They're
it.
not going to jack around like Indiana did. And I don't know that Desmond Ridder can go.
Cincinnati's coming in favorites in this game, man.
Favorites by 2.5.
2.5.
2.5 point favorites. So
I mean, but Notre Dame is
the 2.5 does not work the same in college football as it does for
right.
NFL. So don't already flock to Notre Dame. But
I mean, Notre Dame is one of the teams that falls under my categories of teams that are going to just have shitloads of monetary liability no matter what the spread is.
Well,
so.
the thing is it was a severe public bet, and they easily covered the spread
and
won it outright.
And now when I see that, it's like, and even more so, Notre Dame's the dogs after they just went into Soldier Field. Like, I don't know, but I also don't know that I trust Cincinnati, basically what you're saying right now.
Yeah, I just don't think that Desmond Ridder can. I mean, we didn't think it was going to happen. We took him against Indiana. We didn't think it was going to happen that way against Indiana, and he still started that way. I mean, Indiana's good, but they lost to fucking Western Kentucky this weekend. So, or did they win by 2?
They won by 2.
They won by 2.
Only
So
won by
either
2.
way, they were 8.5 point favorites.
Right.
Either way, it shouldn't have been that close of a game.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
I don't know. I really don't know. We're gonna have to take a few more looks at that one, but nonetheless. It's just a little bit. I mean, Oregon's number 3. They've obviously been good, but that's not a typical convincing. Holy shit, they're amazing 3. I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, the best part about this for all these other teams is that Oklahoma hasn't looked fantastic. They almost got clipped by West Virginia this weekend. Obviously, Ohio State's got a loss. Clemson's got 2 losses
Shout out
now.
that bet, though. Shout out my Mountaineers, boys. 17.5. Hammered the shit out of that. I wanted to take them on the money line. I'm glad I didn't, but man, it came right down to it, boy. And that, that kind of pisses me off because, like, that's number 4 team in the nation, just probably going to make it to the playoffs because of their boomer sooner. That's the
I mean, if they go
only
undefeated,
reason why.
100%.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, number 4 team in the nation, like, can't even bury an unranked West Virginia team. I mean, I'm not saying like 56-0 bury, but that's at least got to be.
They got to win by at least
game.
10.
Yeah, that's got to be a 10, 14 point game. So that's
we
really
have not seen
there.
one convincing game from them.
No.
So
hey, sidebar. We haven't talked about him. I saw him just there, or maybe you did mention him. Woo Pig Soon, baby. Holy shit!
They actually might be good.
Holy
like, legit
shit.
good. Let's see. They are. Go ahead.
Our guest for this week's episode of Wise Words, episode number 4, season 1, episode 4, dropping on Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're actually recording with him this afternoon. He had a story.
I did read this. I didn't read this.
seven thread thing story on Twitter about splashing the pot.
Yeah.
And he always does his story time from the book. And it's the coolest thing. I cannot wait to fucking talk to him.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. He is an electric factory and a half. I cannot wait to talk to him. And as always, I'm not going to give it away. But if you're smart, you can probably deduct who I'm talking about because I did like this and I did retweet this. However, all that being said, let me fix this there. There we go. All that being said, geez, now we're going out here. We don't want that to happen. All that being said, let me fix the headphones here. Here we go. Just a little bit of an issue. If you can try and fix that while I'm talking.
Keep talking.
All that being said, he did have a story about some guys splashing the pot. I think it's this one, splashing the pot on the Texas A&M and Arkansas game in the side of Texas A&M. So kind of interesting. I'll get this fixed, dude. It's all right. I think we're gonna have to go back. We got a new another rabbit hole here. We got a new headphone jack thing because our headphones were fucking up so much. We're like, we're gonna get this new one, and I bought this new one, and apparently the new one ain't worth a shit either. So we'll have to figure that one out later. But that all being said, college football is kind of shaking out finally now. I've looked ahead. There's some interesting, intriguing lines going here into week 5. Some that I'm targeting early, some that I've already I got to stay away from that. But hey, we'll start.
I mean, fuck, as far as my...
Go ahead.
As far as my Big Ten, as far as the college football playoff, I'm losing confidence. Penn State and Iowa are much better than everyone expected, but I think they might beat each other up here and take each other out of the playoffs because Penn State's still got a gauntlet of a Big Ten schedule. Iowa still has Penn State and Wisconsin, and then if they can make it out, they'll play whoever the fucking Big Ten title game is. I'm a little concerned that the Big Ten might not be represented in the college football playoff this year.
True. What I was saying, totally forgot there. My UFC Best Bets Picks blog, I entitled it Picks, Punts, and Parlays. So I was going to do outside the fence as well, but it just turned out to be I had enough to fucking write about and put in there that I didn't need to do that. So I probably won't do that but I will keep it.
I was gonna say, I think
picks,
you
punch, and
underestimated
punt.
how
Yeah.
much you definitely already
And
had
I
baked
already
into the
knew,
picks
and
and shit.
yeah, I was like, holy shit, okay, yeah, there's a lot I can talk about here. So, picks. As far as my picks went, preliminary cards, my friend. If you didn't read it, I'm sorry for you, my friend, because we started the night off with a plus 134 underdog cash, Mr. Jonathan Pierce against Omar Morales. We'll let you go back and read if you want to, but
Yes,
that was
sir.
a nice plus 130, up 1.34 units on that bad boy. I loved Uros Medic. You backed me on him. I was super high on him, and Jalen Turner just had not impressed me. The Tarantula, I'd seen him fight every once in a while. I've seen all of his fights, and every once in a while he'd give me a little bit of, he's got promise. But
Yeah.
with what I saw from Medic and, those Serbian guys and Slovakian guys and just the Eastern European guys, I get real nervous of when they step in an 8-sided circle, and I don't like to bet against them.
Right.
So, don't listen to me on him being a minus 500 favorite too quickly. I think he will at some point in his career. He's got a lot of promise. He was great against Elon Cruz in his UFC debut, but temper expectations. Don't listen to me too much on that one, and immediately upgrade Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner cashed as a plus 105 dog. So, something to think about there. As far as that was the early prelims, what I had, then the prelims. This was my best prediction of the night. I took Chris Dawkins, TKO, to win by KO TKO. That was at plus 125.
Yep.
So nice, solid cash there. However, I said, which is why I have another side play on this matchup, so be sure to check the punts and parlays section, as to which you should have scrolled down. On top of that, you saw the punts and parlays, and you saw my second one there was Dawkins to win in round 2, plus 500. I told you to put a quarter unit on it. So overall, we cashed big on Chris Dawkins, and I actually said precisely 1 minute and 42 seconds into the second round. Almost, it was 1 minute and 30 seconds. I needed about 12 extra seconds, and I would have been spot on the fucking money, but it played out exactly how I predicted it. So, hey, a little on that one. That felt real good for the first one that I ever did. Then got Hooker, Dan Hooker. We got a little bit better odds than on the money line. I went to the double chance market, checked out KO, TKO, or by points, so we could win either way. Got it down to minus 135 off of minus 145 on the original money line. So cashed that one, obviously. And then Merab Dwalishvili, I had him to win by decision. I put a half unit on it because I saw something crazy happening, either Marias catching him or him catching Marias. Unfortunately, he caught Marias in the second round. His ground game was just way too damn dominant, and it ended up being a scrap and a half. Main card bets. I took Jairzinho Rosenstruik. I was a little disappointed with the decision. Blades never did anything for me that was just like, oh, he dominated that fight. Like, yeah, he was good on the ground. I was
disappointed at both guys, if I'm being honest.
I was just disappointed across the map. It wasn't anything. I told you put a half unit on that. Obviously didn't catch.
I was really expecting somebody to get knocked out in that one way or another.
Then full unit on Bobby Lawler. Ruthless Robbie. Cashed him nice and easy.
What are your quick thoughts on that one, though?
Fuck that fight. Please don't do anything like that ever again. That was just to put the nail in a coffin. That was senseless. That was stupid. Everything I said about Nick Diaz came to fruition in that fight. I told you he did not look good. I told you he did not need to be there, and boy, oh boy, did it all make sense. Also, I had Brian Ortega, T-City, plus 150.
That was a hell of a fight.
Did catch him in fucking T-City.
Oh.
Mr. Volkanovski got out of it.
He's an animal, dude.
I watched yesterday evening the Volkanovski post-fight interview, and he said when he got... So what happened, he threw the cross.
Right.
And then when he came back, he went to throw the check leg kick as soon as he came back. And when he came back, Ortega kicked out his legs, and that's what made him stumble back. Ortega, the fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu genius he is, presence of mind, just jumped on him as fast, secured the fucking guillotine. And what he said impressed him the most. He said, on top of everything, he fucking secured my legs.
Yeah.
I did not expect him to wrap up the legs that fast. Like, that blew my mind. And if you watched it, fucking Volkanovski is flopping like a fish out of water, man. And he said, boys, I can't even lie to you. That was a, oh, fuck, I'm about to lose this belt type of tight. And he said Ortega was like, yeah, I was gargling or doing something here or there, whatever the case might have been. But it wasn't fucking gargling. It was literally me making a noise that was like an oh fuck noise. I'm about to lose this belt. He was like a little child, throwing a temper tantrum. He's like, that's what was in my mind at that moment. Like, I was fucking done.
I thought he had him, dude.
And he's like, all of a sudden, I just felt a little space. I stuck my chin in that space, dug out, and that was it. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Does any other venue other than one in Vegas let that fight continue after Ortega got his face bashed in after that, though?
No, because fucking he didn't answer a single question.
I know.
Right.
I was shocked that he let him go.
He was looking left when they told him to look right. He fucking said 3, 1, 2, 5,
The only
18.
thing he confirmed was like, "Are you good?" Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, no, that was just warrior mentality.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you how much of a freaking dog Brian Ortega is. He's a fucking zombie. He is a zombie, and he just kept walking forward. That shit was insane. So, hey, across the board, nothing bad. We did have a Roxanne Modafferi punt too, but she didn't get it done.
My girl, dude. I took the fight to go to the distance.
Hey, nice little minus 250
for it, man.
It is what it is.
Not
no big
typically
deal.
valuable, but
and then we had a long shot 12-way parlay. I told you I'm gonna put a couple bucks on that because it was just it was so fucking nuts. The only one that we did end up missing, boys, we missed Jairzinho Rosenstruik, Brian Ortega, and Martin Sano out of a 12-leg parlay. So very close. I'm going to keep working on those. I'm going to see if we can hit one of these long shots for the team. And then did a 7-legger that missed by 2. Uros Medic and Brian Ortega. Those were the only 2 that missed. So I'm going to keep working on those parlays. I cash one about every 3 weeks if there's some goofiness going on. So, hey, that was back-to-back 2 weeks that I haven't hit them. So upcoming week 3. Who knows what happens? I'm just saying. I'm not saying. All that being said, there's the UFC. I will definitely have another one out for you guys on Saturday. Who do we got this upcoming?
The fight night, you've got Thiago Santos versus Johnny Walker. Kevin Holland, Kyle Dawkins is the second fight, though.
Oh, yeah, because they were talking about Chris is staying in Vegas to corner his brother. So
you've got Alex Oliveira and Nico Price on the third fight. Not a bad card.
Oh, that's
not a bad card at all.
That's going to take some research because those are going to be some close fights. These fight nights, honestly, what the matchmakers have been using them for are to kind of those guys that are at the 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 through 11, we'll say.
Yeah.
They use those to fight all those guys. That's why the fight nights have been so damn good.
Because they've been high stakes, at least for those guys.
They're using them for rankings and for definite movements within divisions. And shit, have they lived up to it so far. My goodness. And then what do we got after that?
You've got Mackenzie Dern versus Marina Rodriguez the week after that. So as far as names, that one looks a little lighter.
Love me some Mackenzie Dern. # don't bet against Brazilians.
October 16th, you have Holly Holm, Norma Dumont.
Okay. The preacher's daughter getting back in action. I love it.
23rd, Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori as the main event. That's a fight night. Our guy Chris Mutino back in action on that night as well versus Aaron Phillips.
Okay, that should be a scrap.
Let's see.
Much more equal level of fighter than fighting
as opposed
fucking
to
Sean. Like, come on.
The 30th fight night for the title. If I'm I'm sorry, this is 267. I'm wrong.
267.
Do they have 2 pay-per-views? They have 2 pay-per-views.
Pay-per-views.
They've got pay-per-views in back-to-back weeks, the 30th and the 6th, November 6th.
Turn your phone real quick and go back to that. 267 and 260. Oh,
back-to-back weeks with the pay-per-view. October 30th, UFC 267, Jan versus Glover Teixeira for the belt. You have Aljamain Sterling, Peter Yan rematch. Islam Makhachev versus Rafael Dos Santos.
Wow.
So that's at the end of the month. And then the week after that, you've got Usman Covington 2 with Rose Namajunas, Zhang Bai Li, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Sean Strickland, Luke Rockhold, Frankie Edgar, Marlon Vera. So
those are going to be 2 loaded cards. But
and then the week after that, it's a fight night. You got Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez.
So we got a bunch of fucking fights coming up is what my partner's trying to tell you, everybody. So that all being said, there's your UFC update. Now, already talked about it, but if you haven't checked them out yet, I don't know what you're doing. Make sure you're over and you check out the Wise Words podcast playlist on YouTube, or if you are listening to the TTL pod on your favorite podcast directory, you can find the Wise Words podcast on your favorite pod directory as well. All you have to do is type in Wise Words podcast. You'll see it right there, Talking the Line Sports Media, big green, 2 green light bulbs, and then always you'll be able to see our guest of the day on the thumbnail as well. So make sure you stop by on that. New episodes drop every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are recording this Wednesday's show this afternoon. Another nuclear power plant of a guest. I cannot fucking wait
Nope.
to chat with this guy. So make sure you tune in to Wednesday's show. Want to remind you of that. And then last but certainly not least, before we get you out of here with some motivation minutes, I always got you back. Make sure, head on over to this episode's description. Hit that link tree if you're looking for additional content, our social media platforms, or you just want to check out the talkingtheline.com website. It's all one convenient location for you there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell as well if you haven't already. Leave us a like, comment, rating, share this with all your friends, brothers, sisters, uncles, neighbors, everybody in between. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it's only going to help us keep making TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. All that being said, my friends, enough jabbering, enough glabbling, enough flabbing, enough fumbling, bumbling over words.
It's Monday.
Let's get this show closed out the only way we know how, and the only way that I know how, my friends, and the only way that I will continue to close this show, because there ain't no other show on the market that does it. And as I always say, hey, if you found one that does, you let me know, but I do not believe that there is one out there. But if there is, we would love to have them on and communicate with them on this wavelength. But that being said, time for my motivation minutes. Was trying to find the slide on the bottom, but hey, I got it here. Hey, producer Colt was trying to find stuff. Host Colt was ready to move the show along. Time for Colt's motivation minutes. All right, my friends. So I don't know who needs to hear this today. I don't know. Maybe I needed to hear it today. Very simple, very short, very sweet. And I just wanted to tell you guys to just keep going. Just keep moving. Whatever goal you're chasing after, whatever dream you're pursuing, whatever path you're walking in the wilderness, trying to make a way where there isn't one, just keep moving. Just keep going. Regardless of if it's at turtle speed or rabbit flash, just keep going. Because I've told you once before, and I'll tell you a million times more, just being in the race is more important than what position you're in. So just keep being grateful that you're in the race. Be grateful that you have the opportunity to keep smashing down on the gas and hopefully catching one of those drift wins here pretty soon and getting up around the competition and starting to get a lot closer to the lead. I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you have the ability. And I wanted to share something with you that I use every single day. I had to use it a lot this morning until I unlocked a little bit more spiritual armor, if you will, as I always like to call it during my morning meditation and journaling and reading. I tell myself this 10 times a day. And I do because I can't bullshit myself. And you can't look yourself in the mirror and not do what you just told yourself. So I challenge you, the next time you're getting tired, the next time you're chasing your passion, and I can take a break today. I'm not going to change the world today. I can take a break. How do you know? How do you know? So the next time you're thinking that, stop by your next local mirror, wherever that might be located. Look yourself dead in the eyes and tell yourself, you're not tired. You have more to give. Let's go. You're not tired. You have more to give. Let's go. And I guarantee you, you won't need more than 2 times of you looking yourself dead in the eyes to change your entire mindset, realize why you're in the race in the first place, and then all of a sudden smash that sumbitch gear back down into 4th, and we are back hammer down. I promise. We all have our low days. We all have our bad points in life. It all happens to us all. It always happens. There's no fighting it. There's no magic potion to that not happening. It will always happen. There's a lot of times you're going to fall short of the mark, and it's just called being a humming being. And you just have to realize that. So just keep going, my friends. When you feel like not giving anymore, when you feel like giving up, stop by that mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Tell yourself you're not tired. You still have more to give. Let's go. It's our time. it's our time to make a difference. Because I'll close it with this thought. If you decided to stop today, if you decided to take today off and take a break, or if you decided that you were just too tired, you weren't going to give the best effort that you had today towards your dreams and goals and passions, what if today that was that day that call was supposed to come? What if today was that day that you were supposed to get that letter in the mail? What if today was that day that you were supposed to walk in the door instead of taking a sick day on a Monday and your boss hands you that promotion? What if? Stop living in what if and be willing to go all in. Just keep moving. Just keep going. And realize that you're not tired yet. You still got plenty more to give. And you can still continue to smash through every barrier in your path. So let's go. It is our time. I'm right here with you. I'm a humming bean just like you. My partner doing it. Give him the blades, baby. Every single moment you can. Because you are worth it. You are kind. You are smart. You are important. So just remember today, my friends, you ain't tired. You got more to give. Let's go. Very often do you wake up in the morning and know that your life is about to change forever. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
Good stuff, my man. I think you said very often do you wake up and realize.
Not very often.
There you go.
Do you wake up and realize and that your life is going
you.
to change forever. Think they might have all known where I was going with that.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure it was clarified.
Appreciate it, though.
Yeah, very good stuff, my man. Very, very good stuff as always. Let's freaking go.
Hey, let's fucking go, baby. That's the
go.
energy. That's the vibes. It don't matter. You know how Colt lays it down. I'm not no Schwarmy. I'm not no Schwaman. I'm not no genius. And you ain't going to find the exact same motivation that you find everywhere else. We ain't tired. We got more to give, baby. We got plenty of time to sleep when we're fucking dead. Let's get after it. I got your back. He's got your back. Let's go bust down some barriers today.
Yes, sir.
So that officially does it for my motivation minutes of the day. Da-na-na, da-na-na.
You're not going to like me as much about I was going to let it slide, but nothing crazy here, partner. The alert says Matt Nagy is here. Andy Dalton is week to week. He said he will give further updates on him and Justin Fields, who hurt his right hand but didn't break it on Wednesday. So I do apologize, partner, but the old Matt Nagy circus is very much in town these days. And I was thinking my dream for this is that I don't know if it's nationwide or if it's just a local thing, but Matt Nagy's got these Bears McDonald's commercials where he's basically running these like meetings. My dream is that he gets fired as within the next few weeks.
Comes the next Adam Gase.
That's not even what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that. I hope they have like some contract where they are like, no matter what, forced to run these commercials all through the football season. And then Matt Nagy gets fired after like week 5, and they still have 12 more weeks of running these Matt Nagy McDonald's commercials as the Bears head coach. I don't know if it's nationwide or if it's local, but I've already seen. At first, it was billboards. I got a billboard on my way here that Matt Nagy's big old dumb face is on, and last night I started seeing a couple of commercials for McDonald's. I think that would be just an awesome treat come week 11, and he's long gone, and he's still.
So exactly at 11 a.m. it is today. Time to. Fuck me, boys. If you let me go today, we'd be here till fucking 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we just do a 24-hour fucking marathon of the TTL pod. I don't have the gumption, nor the wherewithal, to allow myself to cook and boil up to that point today. It is Overreaction Monday. There's a lot of thoughts spinning around in my noggin, and as an NFL analyst, as a sports betting expert of the NFL, I do not want to put my foot in my mouth so far that I cannot dislodge it, but I promise you I will have some serious fucking things to say on tomorrow's show. So if you're looking for the usual Colt 45, Cap and Colt Bears rant, Oh, don't worry, my friends. It'll come around the corner when she comes. But just for right now, it's going to have to stay in the suitcase because I will literally blow a fucking gasket live on the show, and I need to have just a tidbit of control going through the veins.
You're doing well.
As you can see, I'm starting to get the fucking shakes as we're already discussing it, and it is not something I care to touch on at the moment. But what I will say is that I did say it on the show, is that I would be lying if there was not a part of me that did not think Matt Nagy was going to ruin Justin Fields as well. And I do not like Justin Fields because he is a Chicago Bear. I do not like him because he played at The Ohio State University. I do not like him because of the move he made from Georgia and the alpha fucking male move to go and play at Ohio State instead of sitting behind Jake Fromm. I love him because of the dog I saw in that fucking kid at 15 years old in Suwanee, Georgia, absolutely murdering fucking teams filled with 18 damn near kids that look like they should be 25-year-olds, and he was destroying them. And I am very, 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 very afraid now that Matt Nagy has potential of ruining Justin Fields. But again, I will tell you why I believe all of this. I will go down more severe rabbit holes when we do the entire Week 3 recap of the NFL. But for now, I have to put it to bed. You would have seen proudly across my chest. Fuck, even if we would have lost by a field goal, proudly across my chest, that Bears logo. Partner, I told you this at the beginning of the year. If I saw that bullshit that I saw last year, that bullshit, no PSM, no PA, none of it. And we're just putting a mobile quarterback in a statue position in the pocket. I digress.
With him already
I digress.
I couldn't even hate watch
They're
it.
going on my fucking secondary TV, and that it's done. It's over with.
I couldn't even hate watch
now,
it.
It's over
I
with.
couldn't even hate watch it. As a Packers fan, I couldn't even hate watch it. Bears are -3.5 in Week 4 against the Detroit Lions at home.
We'll talk about this all on tomorrow's recap. It's 4 minutes after the hour. You got everything all in between. I don't know where we go from here, everybody, but we'll definitely talk about that and all of the Week 3 matchups, all of our thoughts, hot takes, opinions. Maybe we're leaning to places early on tomorrow's show, the Week 3 recap, episode number 134 of the TTL pod. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, from myself and Mags. Thank you so much once again, and as always, for choosing to stop by the TTL pod today. Thank you so much for all of your support and your following. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. We hope you have a spectacular rest of your Monday. Unless you have any other plans, make sure you get those best bets of the day hammered in as soon as you can, so you can stay right side along with us at the end of every show after you meet us at the pay window in the evening. Let's cash some tickets.
Does your girlfriend think you're